Serving in the military has always been a great prestige for Americans. Protection of one's country is indeed a matter of pride among other reasons. Often, the most fulfilling method of expressing this pride is through servitude. This, however, has only rather recently been granted to American women. America's entrance to the world as a superpower post-World War II allowed for more opportunities for women to become involved in the war. However, though US drastically changed its role in the world this past century and thus caused changes in circumstances, the core ideology of the American dream has remained constant, and that is the wish to protect one's nation. World War I began in 1914. As more and more men were drafted overseas, there was a greater need for both moral and material support. Women quickly filled these roles. In fact, the government, through propaganda, encouraged more support from females, calling them the women of war. However, though they were as patriotic as the men who fought, they could not physically go overseas and fight. They had to stay at home and perform their everyday chores. Yet what one must pick up on is the clear patriotism these women exhibited as equal to men, even if they were unable to physically manifest this pride for America. World War II started at the turn of the 40s. The number of drafted men was much greater than World War I. Eventually, it came to a point where there were numerous job posts overseas that needed to be filled, and not enough men from America to fill them. Women were chosen to travel in MASH, or Mobile Army Surgical Hospital Units. In order to be part of MASH units, both men and women had to be trained in defense as well as doctoring wounded soldiers. Yet the most significant change from World War I to World War II is the fact that women were allowed to travel abroad with the soldiers. These women were able to fulfill their dream of protecting their country, even if they could not physically fight against the enemies. In the early 70s, women were allowed to work alongside men in combat roles. Their significant roles in history were recognized, and they were rewarded with opportunities to participate in combat missions, very much unlike previously. In order to fulfill my dream, I would, as many have done, donate my efforts into charity. I would engage myself in one of many charities, for instance, a charity that aids Americans to receive enough food. I would have fulfilled my dream of protecting America. Though I do not fight against a physical enemy, I am caring for my nation, which will in turn, even if not now, in the future will care for me.